Up in the place, and we are joined by the lovely Fayruz Adan. How you doing, girl? Let me check.
I'm great, amazing.
Yes, I'm so happy to have you here on the show, man. You look fantastic, by the way.
Thanks for having me, and I will take that compliment with pleasure.
So, everybody, this is Fayruz Adan. She is a co-founder of a company called For the Love of Girls Kenya. It is a non-governmental organization, and she's going to be telling us what it is they do at For the Love of Girls Kenya. But she's also going to be joining me in this conversation about what are the things that you should do when she's on her period. And this she can be your girlfriend, she can be your wife, she can be your sister, she could be your mom. But unajuanga kuna a certain time of the month, you see that our behaviors are not correlating with the other days in the month. I think that's the best way to describe it. Not gonna get too technical. But how are you doing, Fayruz?
I'm great, just pushing through, trying to do as much work as we can, but we're getting there.
You're getting there. Say hello to my co-host, ZJ Hano.
Wagwan. Hello, ZJ.
What's up?
How's everything going?
Everything is good.
Thank you so much for having me.
Can I borrow the earpods? You know,
they're
AirPods,
very right?
Yeah,
they're
they're very
so
expensive.
Yeah.
Yes. Just one.
You want just one. I want the other one.
Just one. And you guys are leaving me with none.
Yes, you're gifting us.
No, Sue is an Android user. Let the
Guys,
Apple users
if you
speak,
give me
please.
the AirPods, I will look for the iPhone.
Nah,
that
man.
has been the challenge.
Nah.
So, can you tell everybody in a nutshell what is For the Love of Girls Kenya? And when you were founding it, what were you guys thinking?
Okay, so For the Love of Girls Kenya, I think when we first began was somewhere where we wanted to be able to work with a lot of girls in the most disenfranchised communities that are typically left out of other charitable benefits or government benefits that people get.
Yeah.
So we work with disabled girls in juvenile detention centers, also the school-going girls, but we mainly try to focus in the poorest areas.
Okay.
We also strive for a lot of sustainability, both environmental and financial. So that was our main starting point, and primarily with the whole fact that I think it's 2/3 of women in Kenya can't afford period products.
Yeah.
Is absurd.
That's crazy.
To say the least.
That's a wild number. Also because as a woman, if you have no sanitary products and that time of the month comes, what do you do? What do you actually do?
I have heard horror stories.
Oh no.
I think the worst one I've heard was a girl say she uses the skin of maize to line her underwear as a way to manage her period.
Oh my God, I think there was a time, we were having lunch and you mentioned this and I remember thinking, my gosh, that must be so itchy.
Uncomfortable.
Because the maize leaves have their own little hairs on there and it's outside nature. It's for covering the maize. It's not for covering us.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So there's a lot that I think even me going into it, I knew that the situation was not great and I wanted to see how I could give back.
Yeah.
But when you're actually on the ground and every day or every now and then you're going to visit these girls, you just hear all these stories.
Wow.
So, our slogan is all girls deserve dignity, period.
Yes. Oh, I love that. That's fantastic.
It's just something that we do where we distribute reusable menstrual pads. So the pads last 4 years. It's a whole starter kit that they get with the pads and the underwear and the reusable bags. Yeah, and then also we do education around reproductive health, menstrual health, and mentoring also. So we've developed a whole program that takes the girls through. So you're not just kind of giving the pads and leaving them be, you know?
Yes, there's also a bit of education that comes with it.
Yeah, so that's basically the gist of all of it.
I love it. You guys, me and Fayruz were in high school together, and I hope my mom is not tuning into the show because she'll be like, this is what these girls are doing with their education. Look at you, just making noise every day.
It's fine,
but
it's fine.
I try to do my part.
Your income.
Yeah, exactly. Where's the income? Where's the money? But it's fine. We'll work together. We're going to do this thing, Fayruz. Don't you worry. One girl at a time.
For real.
Definitely.
So, you give them a kit with the whole reusable pads, and you're working, like you said, in juvenile centers in some of the poorest areas in Nairobi. And the conversation I wanted us to have today is things you should do when she's on her period. And I think a lot of these things cut across almost all women. Then maybe there's the more fancy ones like buy us flowers or buy us chocolate, which is not really necessary. Every woman will make it through their period without chocolates or flowers, believe it or not. But in the context that you were saying, you also educate the girls. When you give them these pads, you don't just give them the pads and go. So I wanted to ask you, from the girls, do you feel like people usually understand their situation? Like when you're bringing the reusable pads, what's usually the reaction? Do they feel like people around them understand what they've been going through and they're the ones who got in contact with For the Love of Girls Kenya and wanted them to help? Or do you think society is still shoving this thing to the side?
A bit of both. I think people still don't want to talk about it, and it's something that's pushed to the side.
Yeah.
But we work with young girls. So our average ages are like from 13 to 16. That's the ages that we typically work with.
Okay.
And they don't want to talk to anybody about their period.
Right.
So it's a lot of breaking the stigma, making them comfortable. Even us giving who are there like as For the Love of Girls, we like to give them stories about us, and our experience.
Yeah, so they
that
stop
don't
feeling
feel
like it's
you're
so
so
strange.
isolated.
Yeah, like it's something only you're going through. No, we're all going through it.
Everybody. Yeah. So when you're dealing with younger girls in the beginning, it takes a while to break them in. But once they're comfortable, it's a free-flowing conversation. They're very open-minded. A lot of them, because the ones we work with don't have much choice.
Yeah.
So when we give them the pads, they're always... we take them through also how to clean the pad, a lot of hygiene stuff. So we always tell them, maybe for me, I'm environmentally sustainable and I want to use reusable products, but that may not be for you. But at least this is a way that everybody can reduce their footprint in terms of the amount of waste that they have.
Yeah.
So it's not telling them you have to use this. This is the best thing for you.
Yeah.
I know it's for me, it's the best thing for me.
Right.
But I'm not going to shove it down their throat. But it's very much like just opening up the discussion. Everybody has different things that they prefer to use on their period, different ways they manage with their period. So it's just a lot of advice and giving them the tools and the education to be able to understand the options that they have.
Okay.
And then just kind of highlighting our kits and why even us in our team and my family, we use it.
Right.
Yeah. So I have some two questions. First of all,
Go ahead.
From your page, I can see you practice, the Islam faith. You're a Muslim. So
Yes.
I just wanted to ask you to speak to us about, monthly periods and, your faith. Because, is it a taboo? Because, we find that Muslims are one of the most, respected, and, they're very strict when it comes to certain stuff. You can't just, mention certain stuff, in conversation and such as that. So I just wanted to know, how do you approach, especially, Muslim ladies, Muslim young girls? How do you, teach them about the monthly periods and the whole reproductive bit of it that you have said earlier on?
That's a good question.
That's a good question. I will answer to the best of my ability.
Go ahead. Yeah.
And I will say I'm speaking for my experience and not for everybody.
Yeah.
But basically, it's not... I think this is an area where culture and religion overlap. So culturally, people would see it as taboo, but it's actually not. You're supposed to talk about these things. You're supposed to gain knowledge. So when you're talking to these young girls, they're not shy when they're talking to other younger, because we look young. Even us, our team is very young.
Yes.
So they're comfortable talking to us. Because also they talk to their mothers. Talking about periods between women is not an issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's now, like, for example, maybe a young girl won't want to go and tell her dad, oh yeah, can you go buy me pads?
Right.
And those are things that we're trying to break. So
Yes.
for us, every day I tell them, I'm like, I can tell my dad, I can tell him every day about period things, and he's a supporter.
Yeah.
But that's not the norm for a lot of people. And that's not only for Muslims, that's across different cultures. It's not a religious thing, it's a cultural thing.
Yeah, it's I think just in the 254 and probably in many other African countries actually.
For real.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, during when you ladies are on that time of the month,
the period, you
how
can say it.
okay
Say it.
how do we find a balance between the male and the female? Because sometimes we do, as dudes we don't understand you, and you guys expect us to understand you. Then there's conflict. Then there's you didn't like, how can we strike that balance, especially for the youngins, people who are not even dating? Because if you're dating, or if you have a wife or you have a daughter, you can experience that with them, you
can be forced to, because also months come quickly.
Exactly.
30 days,
unazoea. But for the people who are not dating, people are like, okay manze, I've come to work, for example, and my colleague is in yuko na moods na nini amekasirika na ananijibu all left right center. How where do we strike that balance, in your opinion?
I think it's teaching tolerance, and I think it starts from a young age. So like in school, when you're learning about periods or reproductive health, you're separated. Whereas it's biology. So from there you're taught that it's a stigma, it's shameful to talk with boys. It starts from that young. So I think just making it a simple dialogue will change a lot of things.
I think that's really cool. Do you think like if I'm a mom and I have a son, he should like know that there's this thing that women go through, that's a period, and your mom sometimes maybe she wilds out, or some months. By the way, actually, can I set the record straight? And I have Fayruz here, she does this work every single day. PMS is not always on the negative scale. I feel like that's always what is in the books. Even when we were learning about periods, I remember when I was learning about periods, even the images that they would show you, PMS always had the babe with like the electricity leaving her head, and it's like she's angry or she's wired, she can jump at you at any moment. But what I learned now as I experience periods as an individual was sometimes my PMS is on this side of I'm so happy. Like even financially, I spend money left, right, and center. That's when I'm shopping more. I'm like, my skin is glowing. I feel like I'm God's gift to this. I'm like, Susan, your body's banging. Your skin is, you're like, and then the week ends and you no longer feel that way. So you're like, that was the hormones running wild in my body. So for everyone tuned in, PMS is not always the negative side. Sometimes it can actually work out for you and your partner or whoever's around you. Now, let me ask you, Fayruz, what are the things that you would like a man to do around you when you're on your periods? Let's say it's a boyfriend, or it's a husband, or maybe it's even your bro. I hope your bro is tuned in, by the way.
I hope so too. I think, everyone is different. For me, I don't know. I think for me, it's just, I want to be calm. You want to feel good. Like, I don't necessarily get moody or whatever. It's just, you don't want it to be shoved down your throat and be like, oh, is this why you're in a snappy mood?
Oh my God. There is nothing more annoying than that. I'm eating 6 packs of Urban Bites. Don't say anything about it. Just leave me.
I think it's just, I don't know, because I'm not a chocolate person or any of that. I'm very easy. It's just, so long I have my medicine for cramps, you're good to go.
See, that's something simple. Like you could run the errand for the girl. You're seeing somebody is not quite 100. Be like, hey, I know you're going to buy some Panadol extra or Brufen or something. Do you want me to run the errand for you? I can get you the meds.
I've sent my brothers before to buy me medicine. I'm like, I'm dying of cramps.
So gentlemen,
please
do it with a smile on your face. Not you M-Pesa tutatuma. We just want you to run the errand. Please, I beg, assist. And I'm unlike Fayruz, I am a chocolate person or just a snacky person. Ask Kelly, I come with snacks to studio all the time. Period or no period, snacks around. But I'm somebody who likes the hot water bottle. Somebody boils the water for me na naletea hot water bottle sababu anaona nimejishikashika na nimeshinda nikikunywa Panadol the whole day. So you like know what's happening. And you just offer assistance. So can I carry your bag today? Like, thanks. And by the way, some periods, depending on how it's working, I'll be like, no, you think I can't carry my own bag? I can carry my own bag. But that's where you practice the tolerance that Fayruz is talking about.
For real. So I wanted to also know, are you getting any kind of support from the government, from your local area leaders or whatever? Or just 100%, from you and your friends and your team?
So we started 100% friends, family donations.
Yeah.
But then now it's been about a year. It's a lot of pitching to companies, getting CSR donations, fundraising. So there's a mixture of different things that we do, along with also just like social media fundraising. You know, with a charity, you're looking for money every 5 minutes.
Yeah, all the time, every day.
So, all the time. It's a real struggle, but we're slowly, like, we're picking up a lot of pace. So we have a couple of partnerships that we're very happy with. So slowly we're getting there. And we're
I'm
really
happy for
about
you
it.
guys. Do you have like a till number that you use? And maybe Vibes Nation people are feeling generous today.
All the details are on the website for theloveofgirlskenya.com. If you want to do M-Pesa, bank transfer, international bank transfer, whatever it is, all the details are on our website for theloveofgirlskenya.com.
For theloveofgirlskenya.com.
So, where in the country have you guys been to? Like, do you have like specific regions? Have you visited, probably the western part of the country, the coastal part of the country, such stuff? Just enlighten us, please.
Yes. Yeah, so because we started the business in COVID, it was a bit tricky. So, but basically we've worked in Mandera, Mombasa, Tana River, Nairobi, and Kiambu.
Oh,
so
nice.
Right now we're primarily in Kiambu when we're doing in Nairobi when we're doing all the mentoring and more of the distribution, because also we don't have enough of the manpower to be stretching wide and thin. So we're just pole growing.
Yeah.
So
we've worked across 5 counties so far.
People can volunteer, right? For
yes,
the manpower,
yes,
and
I am looking for volunteers every day.
Left, right, and center. Vibes Nation, are you listening?
Yeah.
So if they go to the website, can they get how to be volunteer there, or DM you guys on socials?
Yeah, they can either message us through the website or Instagram. Everywhere we're For the Love of Girls Kenya.
I want to ask you, in the work that you've been doing so far, and I think maybe that's what Henna was trying to get to, but I can see you are a patriotic person. What are some of the things that you think the government can do better? You've been in the field now, you've been working with these younger girls. What are some of the gaps that you're just like, oh, come on, county government, come on, national, this is something that we could do?
Okay, let me try and be PC.
Faye, are you media trained? You're talking like you're media trained. Lord.
Try and not embarrass myself on international air, on local air, sorry. But basically, I think for me, so the government has a great initiative. They have the free pads, which they give to all schools, right?
Yes.
All primary schools, yeah?
Right.
Which is fantastic. Honestly, any little bit helps. My qualm with it is that they don't give enough pads.
Yeah.
So they give across many schools, which is great, but they'll only get like 7 packets of pads for the whole year, which is not sufficient.
That's not. I mean,
And
even a pack a month is quite a little. So if you're being given for 7 months.
Yeah, and I think also because, like, I understand budgets are tight and all of that. It definitely makes sense if they're trying to reach as far and wide. There's only so much you can do.
Right.
So those are the gaps that we try to fill, because also something that a lot of people don't realize is you can go to the school and give the girls like 3 packets of pads even if you want, but they'll share it with their mothers, with their sisters.
Yes.
So you're thinking it's going to last them 3 months, but it's actually not.
Yeah.
Wow. And the reusable field at least is a one-time thing that you can give that lasts years.
Exactly.
It's not something that you have to constantly keep coming back. Yeah. So like if with our kit we gave it to high school kids, that's for the whole of their high school. They need just one kit.
Even the government should look at reusable pads as a solution instead of giving all these packs that are going to end up also adding more to our waste and rubbish in the city. Reusable packs would mean a primary school student, you only need to come back when they're halfway through primary school because it's 8 years.
Yeah.
So if it's 4 years,
but
you
then
come
also
back
they don't start their period from when they're young. They start.
They start when they're 9. Actually, problem solved. Wow.
And it's also building, the local, business, supporting.
Because they'd be made here.
Because they're made here in the 254. So I'm checking out your Instagram page for the Love of Girls Kenya, and you are very the page is very vocal.
Yes.
In terms of just talking about women and all of that. You know, I'm seeing some
I'm
images.
waiting for you to say periods. You know, you've actually won the whole show without saying
Cheza chini su. Yeah.
I want to, you know, the reggae high priest can make other guys feel more comfortable saying it.
Okay, I'll say it later on. So your page, you know, has like powerful women. You know, I'm on a certain post here. You know, a powerful series of photos of strong and black women. I just wanted you to tell the audience, what do you understand, or what does feminism mean to you?
Nice.
And also just explain the images, you know, on your page, because kuna ingine hapa pia iko na normalize normal bodies, such stuff like that. So apart from you just, you know, taking care of the ladies during the monthly periods and supporting them, what else do you do? You know, because the page is screaming, you know, the words and everything.
So
you know,
I think
in a good way.
First of all, guys, can we please give Heno digital claps? He said periods. There, your digital applause. Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
So basically, like, we started the organization with me and my sister, right? And we're very vocal people. I will take that with stride.
Yeah.
But I think for us, we didn't only want to just do the distribution of pads. That was our entry point and our main pain point that we wanted to be able to solve.
Okay.
But we just believe in empowering young girls, be it through building confidence, pushing you to go to school, opening your eyes to different career prospects, just providing a platform where all young women can come together and kind of build each other up instead of tearing each other down. Yeah. So our whole ethos, even around our Instagram, is just kind of building a community of young women who believe in the same thing, and we all have periods.
Yeah.
So we can all find commonality in that one thing also. So even like on our page, we have guys talking about feminism, period. It's
dudes talking about their first experience with somebody on a period or anything like that. Super cool stuff.
Yeah, we talk about everyone's experience on their first period, just what it means to you to be a woman and what feminism is. So to me, feminism, since you asked me that question.
Yes.
Sometimes I say I'm a radical feminist. Sometimes every day is changing.
Every day is different.
But every day is different. But I think for me, especially being a black woman, feminism is different for us. I know a lot of women know that feminism, there's white feminism, there's black feminism, it's different. But it's just honestly being able to achieve what you want to achieve and not having the systems or people around you hold you back. That's all it is. For me, it's very simple.
Yeah.
So
I'm not going to say men and women are equal, are like the same, because I know we're not biologically the same. But we can all achieve whatever we want, and everybody's got our opportunity.
For example, for the ladies, you know, who use, you know, feminism in a negative way, you know, like they want to stamp the authority by force, you know, they don't want, for example, to reason out, to listen to the other side. They're like, oh, we have been oppressed for so long. We've been doing it's our time right now, you know. They also bring in the LGBTQ community and just mix feminism with, you know, independence. And what do you have to tell them? Because some of them are very radical. Like even you can't even have like a sober conversation with them, you know.
I think it's, at the end of the day, like, you have to be, I think tolerance for me is my favorite thing. You have to be able to listen to other people, very open and welcoming to people's different experiences, because my experiences as a black woman may not be the same as maybe some white woman in America. It might be it's completely different. But for her feminism may not align with my feminism. But at the end of the day, so long as you're not stepping on other people to promote yourself, because that's where the problem comes.
Okay.
And I'm a feminist as well. I think I'll speak in the sense of I understand what's happening right now, and I think with feminists that are seen to be, you know, men haters and blah 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 blah, and it's a very important conversation, but I don't want those women to be put down, because what they're doing is like this, like it's like 0.003% of the larger problem. So sometimes I'm like, yes, as women we need to listen, but the best thing, which is what you guys do on the For the Love of Girls Kenya page, is feminism cannot be a conversation amongst women. You know how we have women meetings, women groups, we all meet and empower each other. It's very important, don't get me wrong, because men do that as well, but it's not gonna solve the problem. The problem will be solved when men and women can be on one page and say, oh yeah, here, this gender is being pushed down.
Yeah.
This other one is the one sitting on top. Oh, in this situation, it's the other way around. And I think that's when we really start to solve problems. That's when you'll be able to see, oh, that's how you're disenfranchised. This is how it's not fair for you. This is how it's so much harder for you to do this thing. So if men and women can't have those conversations face to face, we're not going to achieve anything.
For real,
Nothing
for
at all. So
absolutely.
kudos to you guys for what you're doing on your page, and keep doing it. Keep dragging the mandem to have these conversations. I think it's very important and it's pretty awesome. Before I let you go, because time is up, I want you to give the socials for the Love of Girls Kenya, so everybody can know where to find you guys to donate their monies, because these girls be needing these reusable pads, but to also volunteer their time.
So our social media is For the Love of Girls Kenya on Instagram, and then our website is fortheloveofgirlskenya.com. We have our M-Pesa number there, and bank transfer details. We would love any donations, and if you want to reach out, you can DM us or message us through the website. We're always waiting and willing to have new people on board.
Awesome. And then I know you have very many Peponi shout-outs to send through to all our former classmates, but before you do that, this is a reggae and dancehall station, so we never let anybody go nowhere before we've talked about reggae and dancehall. So I need to know, who is your reggae artist that you're feeling right now, a dancehall artist that you've always loved, and then maybe you can even give us a request for song so we play for you. Make that face as
you put me on the spot.
Yeah. I always do this to people, and I'm like, you thought you were coming to a reggae and dancehall station to do what?
Listen to music.
I mean, I know you did a lot of reggae and dancehall when we were in school, like just listening to it casually. But who are your people? Conscience, Vibes Cartel, Cranium. Do you like some Morgan Heritage?
I like Cranium.
Oh, you like Cranium? Okay, we've gotten one. Who's another one that you like?
Vibes Cartel.
Yeah. Which Vibes Cartel
But
song?
my number one is Cranium.
Cranium is your number one. Okay, we'll play for you some Cranium then. We'll be sure to squeeze that in.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
As we finish up, I just wanted to know, can Sue and myself volunteer?
Absolutely. We have very many distributions coming up. So
when are we doing it, Sue?
We can go soon, actually.
Yeah.
When I'm back.
Yeah.
Because I'm leaving.
Okay.
As soon as I'm back.
Yeah. Sawa. That's all I wanted to know.
Yes. Fayruz, dude, thank you so much. We're going to have some Cranium coming through for you in a bit.
Thank you so much.
It's been amazing. Oh, tuma mashaurot kabla uchapwe na watu.
Salamu.
Tuma some salams.
Hey to all my fans and all my followers.
What is that WhatsApp group called of ours, actually? Let me help you. It is P2 something. Yeah. Everybody who is on P2 reunion featuring COVID-19. That's actually what our WhatsApp group is called. So shout out to all you guys who are tuned in. I know Ruthie, Martin, Sylvia, Sam, a bunch of people were tuned in. So shout out to all you guys. Really appreciate the support. Keep up the hard work, Fayruz.
Thanks so much, Susan. Thank you guys so much. I'm so grateful to have been on the show today.
Yeah, man. Bless up, yeah.
Bless up, Fayruz. Take care.
Okay, bye.
That was fantastic.
Wait, ulisema kona sister bana. Mbona umezima live Sue? Why are you sabotaging me?
I told you guys, I knew there would be so much chatter here.